Hey everybody, it's Holly Burns, Holly Burns Psychic. I was going to come on tonight and try out my new virtual background and my new streaming platform that I signed up for before the live readings that I'm doing on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, so I can make sure everything technically worked out okay. So I was going to talk a little bit about how I work and I was going to share a few client stories. I think I'll save that for the next time. In the meantime, I really felt compelled to explain some things from the perspective of a psychic medium about what's going on in the world right now with these repeated events. And I asked the elders what they wanted me to zero in on, what they wanted me to say to you guys tonight. And so we kind of collaborated. And my sincere condolences to Renee's wife, her child, her family. Sincerest condolences. We're all mourning for you and with you. When something like this happens, we as humans could come to a million different conclusions about why it happened, what the catalyst was, and we could blame the officer for killing Renee. The elders, first of all, want you to know that nobody has the power, no other human has the power to kill another person on this earth. This is all a play. Down here, this reality is a play. This is our learning ground. If we're going to go back to non-physical, it is not up to another human. It is only up to our soul and God. When we are incarnated, we are split into a fractal of our oversoul. We send a portion of our energy down to earth to be incarnated. Usually 40 to 60% of our energy goes into our physical shell. The rest remains non-physical. We call that our higher self. Our higher self is running the show about what's going on down here. You may think you have control over your life, but you can look at stories all the time of people that should have died but didn't, people that had freak accidents and all of a sudden they're gone. That's because the soul is talking behind the scenes. The higher self of the soul is talking behind the scenes with God about their life and if they should continue their life down earth, if it's productive for the soul to continue the life, or if it's more productive for that soul to end that life at that time and go back to non-physical to their real life. This is our fake life. This is a play. This is a temporary situation for all of us. So they first want you to know that. Secondly, they want you to know that well, they want to back up. They want to insert one thing before that. Okay, so they want to say that souls like Renee, they cause a big stir when they leave this planet. Like all the souls on the 35W bridge that day, like souls in shootings, like Charlie Kirk. Usually, most of the time, it's a pre-life contract that we know before we come into that life that there is a high likelihood that we are going to be involved in something that's going to make a big impact on humanity. And we do that because we want to help humanity. Things like this, you may thinking, I hear a bunch of people going, how does that help humanity? It helps humanity because there'll be underlying things that will happen as a result that the soul understands and knows and says, yes, I would like to contribute to that platform, such as the We Are All One platform. I see this all the time. When these things keep happening on the earth in mass violence and mass tragedies and mass disasters, what do we do afterward? We usually try to find other souls that are feeling the same way as us so we can console each other and we can feel better by coming together in a group. Nobody wants to go through sorrow individually as an individual human being. We all want to be able to comfort each other and come together and experience more of a communal energy. Well, if we lived like that all day long, every day, we wouldn't have the tragedies happen at all. See, this is the lesson we're trying to learn here. And this is why these things keep happening until we figure out we are all fractals of the same soul. Down here learning lessons, we are all one. Until we really understand what we are all one means and we live our lives accordingly, like we are all one, and we stop hating people that aren't like us, then these things are going to keep happening. We need to transcend. We don't know the soul contract between that policeman and Renee. I was given a lot of detailed information about that. I do all the time when I have major things happen like this. But I don't share them on social media because I am respecting the privacies of the families and the souls involved. And it's not my area to be telling private soul contracts for public known people. Not my area. I'll just tell you generically. A lot of times people, best friend, even souls that are best friends, and I mean in between our lives, up in heaven, we are best friends. We will plan sometimes to murder each other. And like, okay, I'll kill you in this life because they have to balance the experiences, the emotions we feel from that, and the experiences our soul gets from that. And the elders just said, murder is not as murderous as you think because you can't murder a soul. You can't kill the soul. You never kill the soul. The elders just said, you just end the play. And the other people around those people also sign up to be the extraneous people experiencing the aftermath of somebody really close to them going through something so dramatic as well. Everybody kind of signs up for their part. If it's something really important like that, it is revealed to you before you come into your life that there's a high likelihood that an event like that will happen in your life. And the souls understand why they choose that experience. So they want to explain that to you, that we must understand the lesson. We must get the lesson. If we hate them and send hate emotions to them, we're just creating more of that to go around and around and around and around on the earth continually till we maybe one day get the lesson. If you are looking at violence in your life, especially from the media, from television, from movies, from video games, if you are allowing yourself to see fake violence, that's allowing violence into your reality. And that's why we have so much killing and murdering and things like this happening and all the violence that happen. I don't need to describe the violence, but you know what I'm saying. Physical violence, beatings, okay, things like that. We have that because we're allowing it into our reality. We must start disallowing this. The media is feeding us this, and the news. The news is horrendously bad for that. You guys get it. I don't need to expound on that. It must start with you feeding things that are non-violent and not feeding things that are violent. If you keep buying your ticket to that movie and you keep watching that network show, this is not going to go away. Okay, so that's super, super important. They want you to know that we're all given several exit points throughout our lifetimes. And the soul can choose to take them or not. In, a meeting with the higher self. This is behind the scenes stuff, the lower self. We don't choose to leave. We don't know. We're not aware of that down here. But the higher self is given at least 3 exit points in our lifetime. An early exit point, a midlife exit point, and an old life exit point. And I heard someone else say that we get many exit points throughout our lifetime. So I've heard both. But I know we get at least 3. So yeah, we all have our chances where there's a chance we can bug out. If the higher self decides that that life is not productive for the soul anymore, the higher self can bring the soul back. But we don't. Even suicide. I heard some people saying, what about suicide? Even suicide, you guys, suicide is not successful unless God allows that person back past the pearly gates. Otherwise, they get sent back. Watch near-death experiences on YouTube. Go down that rabbit hole and you will see they will all say the ones that talk about the near-death experiences are the ones where they weren't successful, right? Lots of attempted suicides. And also, I'm sorry, suicide's not a proper word anymore. Some souls are given a choice. Do you want to stay over here or do you want to go back? Some of them are given a choice. when they're in the non-physical having their near-death experiences. So we all have exit points to take. And if it's not approved, we don't go through. So just know that when you get upset with somebody for taking someone off the planet, there's soul agreements and contracts going on between everybody involved. And everybody has their own storyline that they're working on and their own succession of lives that they're working on. And who knows how many times these souls might have even known each other in other lives. They have reasons why. And sometimes people do sign up to become public figures to help others. Many times in situations like this, with something like what happened in Minneapolis this week, many times the the souls are asked by the master level souls that help us plan our lives, we have these lessons that the earth is learning, the humanity's learning, and we need, we would like to know if you're interested in helping with this particular platform. And souls will sign up and say, yes, this is one of my passions. I would really love to help these people. Maybe we can finally transcend the need to have this violence allowed on the planet. So these are a lot of the behind the scenes things that happen that we don't know about down here on Earth that the elders wanted to share with you today. And of course, I'm not revealing any personal information. This is all generic information that I'm giving you today. So let's all join together and let's stay one. Let's sustain this oneness and divine love for self and others on this planet and continue on the road to ridding this planet of violent acts. Hopefully, some of this information the elders wanted to share with you today will help us take steps in that direction. So once again, my sincere condolences to those left behind that are now mourning the loss of their loved one and everyone else on this planet that is going through any type of similar type situation where they're enduring extreme sadness. Just take a moment of silence for all that and have a good night. Thank you.